Hey guys, Will Santiago here with Will Santiago Reefing. Reason for today's video, me being in front of the camera, for one, is so that you guys can have a face to put with the videos. I know I like to do the same thing. I appreciate when people do get in front of the camera, speak a little bit, and then show us their tank. So we'll try this format out for the first time. I'm not much of a speaker, much less being in front of the camera, but subscribers have been asking, so I oblige. Anyway, we're going to discuss today some of the hardware I've been running in my tank and the secret sauce that's also been running for the last 6 months. It's not really a secret once I show you guys what it is. Probably most of you use it, maybe not, but I think it's the reason I've been getting some of the good growth that I have in the past 6 months. The first thing here we'll talk about is the refugium. I have 10 pounds of Miracle Mud on the bottom. I didn't start the tank off with the refugium. I added it many months later. I do have some red grape, macroalgae, and some Chaeto. This is the third time I tried Chaeto. The first 2 times it's died off, but hopefully this time it'll take off. And I am supplementing with no-pox to keep the nitrates and phosphates down. But once the refugium takes off, I'll back away from the no-pox. That's the plan anyway. The screen here on the left, I added it to the sump with some super glue because there's a blue damsel in the sump in this refugium area that got caught up in the protein skimmer suction. He almost died, so he's made it. You'll see him here in a minute. He's healthy as can be. But yeah, that screen is just for him. And then as far as my return pump goes, I'm running a Jabo DCT 12,000. It is way overkill. I probably could have got away with a DCT 6000, but the price was so close, a few dollars off, why not go ahead and get the bigger pump. That is a simple Tunzi auto top off that I've been using for a while. It was like $99. There he is. There's the little fella. But yeah, he's made it. And then to the left, as far as protein skimmer, what I am running is a Vertex Omega I-180 internal pump. And I am dosing. I'm not using a calcium reactor. Maybe in the future I will add one, but I'm using a GHL doser 2.1, and I dose alkalinity, magnesium, and calcium, all by Tropic Marin, the balling method. And I also dose the trace elements from Fauna Marin. They are trace 1, 2, and 3, and you'll see those here in a minute. This is the closet that butts up right next to the tank, so I decided why not put all the hardware in the closet. I have a video of this I think I put out last week. The latest addition was this UV sterilizer, which I am very happy with. It's been up and running for about a week, and the tank water is crystal clear. This is the airline to my protein skimmer. It's running from outside through the closet and into the protein skimmer. My pH runs at night around 8.2, and then during the day I've seen it as high as 8.5. These are the different trace elements I use, but mainly I'm using the trace 1, 2, and 3 right there by Fauna Marin. And the Red Sea colors, I use that when I remember. I don't really, have a schedule for that, so I'm not really, let's say, using it, but when I remember I'll put some in. There's the Tropic Marin Ballin boxes, A, B, and C. I also use the Red Sea's blue bucket for my salt. I do water changes maybe 10% every 6 to 8 weeks, just because. Not that the tank is looking like it needs it or anything, but I figure 6 to 8 weeks, 10%, the tank's doing good. Here's my auto top off reservoir. I ordered it on Amazon. It's a 5-gallon container. And I ordered the white one so I can see where the water level is at easily. Before I used to have a blue one, and it was very difficult to see. Here's a top view of the tank. I don't see it too often, and it's one of my favorite ones, so I decided to put it in the video. I'm really bad with coral names, so I'm not even going to try to name any of the corals. But this coral here has tripled in size in the last 6 months. It's doing really well. We'll talk about flow. What I'm using is one Gyre XF230 pump and one Jabo RW8. I do have two gyres, but when I tried them out, I didn't really find it necessary to have both of them running. So what I do now is I keep one clean at all times and just swap them out like once every month, and it makes it a lot easier for maintenance. You see the corals here, that one's getting some new sticks coming out, looking good. That back piece there, I'm not sure what the name of it, but I think some type of monopora, and that thing has really taken off, and it's doing well up at the top there. This blue tort started off about 1/2 inch, now it's about 4 inches with 3 sticks. So looking forward to that piece. Now the candy cane coral down here, when I first got it, it had about, I'd say 4 or 5 heads on it. Now it's splitting so many times, it's probably going to take that corner of the tank, which will look really good. The red Monty caps, when I do have company come over, they always ask about the red Monties. I think it's one of their favorites. The blue Maximus clam I got about 2 or 3 months ago, and he's doing well. I do run for lights 2 Hydra HD 52s, and I have a video that I've made. It's in my list of the settings. And now for the secret sauce. Not really. It's just Cockwasser. I've been using this for about 6 months now. I'm not sure if it's, you know, credited for the growth I'm getting, but you know, it can't hurt. So I use 1/4 teaspoon for every gallon of water. Religiously, every time I fill up the ATO, I do this. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I appreciate it. And until next time.